All right guys, today is drop-off day and I'm actually taking my car over here to Elite Finish in Miramar, San Diego, California, and actually decided to get full front end PPF on my Tesla Model Y Performance. And I think one of the reasons why it's coming to life a lot more, especially with Teslas, is because the Tesla front end is so exposed when it comes to the paint. On most cars in general, most ICE cars or internal combustion cars, you have a huge front grille, and then you also have a lot of plastic pieces everywhere, a lot of open area where if you were to encounter rocks that were kicking up on the road, a lot of times you don't really notice it because it just gets sucked into your grill. Now PPF and ceramic have actually been around for a little while now, but they're normally done on higher end cars, as well as like supercars and Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches. They've been doing this PPF for a while now. I don't own any of those types of cars, but here with the Model Y and the Teslas in general, it's just coming to light a lot more, not necessarily because it's a higher end car, but because of that front end. That front end is so exposed to a lot of paint that you're gonna get, and you'll see on a lot of Teslas, just a lot more rock chips than you normally would any other car. But I'm gonna have Kevin, one of the co-owners of Elite, walk you through the shop, tell you a little bit more about the shop, as well as PPF that they do on a lot of their cars.
Hey guys, my name's Kevin. I'm here in Elite Finish in San Diego. We've also got a Carson City, Nevada location. But I was gonna give Eldrin a little walkthrough of everything, show some cars in progress, and then go over what we're gonna be doing to his Tesla Model Y to get it protected for the road. So starting in the front of the shop, we've got all our detailing products through here. We sell 2 different lines of detailing products as well as our own waterless wash, which you'll be able to use very shortly. I think you'll enjoy that. I've got probably 90% of my customers take care of their cars using only that on a regular basis. So this is our wash mist, the waterless wash, spray bottle and a towel basically. It comes with a concentrate refill. Really nice microfiber towels in here. So this is kind of our DIY corner to help our customers be able to take care of their cars on a regular basis. We're here for a reset button. It's always nice to do the big stuff, but for the regular, just keeping it clean on a regular basis, I like my customers to be able to take care of their own cars. Walk down here, we are an HRE wheels dealer as well as a variety of different wheel company dealers as well. We sell wheels and tires. We also paint calipers. We do paint protection film, window tint, detailing, kind of anything visual, protective, styling, you name it. That's something that we can provide. GT500, it's a little dusty. We detailed it a little bit ago. Just waiting for the owner to pick it up. Cadillac CT5V, this car is actually leaving. It just sold. So this is a full matte paint protection film on it. So like we're doing clear paint protection film on your car to stop rock chips. Same type of thing, but it's gonna turn that glossy finish paint into a matte finish. So it's actually the color of the car you're seeing showing through the film, but it's just become a satin matte finish. We can also do this to like factory matte paint cars as well to protect those. It's gonna be a little noisy because it is a shop, so I'll try to speak up. This is our final inspection and lighting booth area. This is where these lights show everything wrong with the car. When a car's really, really nice, it shows everything that's not wrong with it, but when we pull a car and we can see factory defects a lot easier, shows texture quite a bit as well in terms of factory orange peel and paint. This Lamborghini Huracan is actually a matte finish paint with matte paint protection film on top of it to protect it, just like that Cadillac. The Cadillac had glossy paint, this had factory matte paint. Model 3 is in right now. It's getting curbed wheel repair, as well as paint protection film and window tint. Detail team's in the middle of doing a detail right now on this Model Y. This is getting our Master Elite wash, which is a pretty, a thorough inside-out detail as well as doing a sealant. So we don't offer just all the ceramic coating stuff. We also offer, traditional style detailing just at a really thorough and high level. Another example, this BMW is actually in the middle. If you take a look at it, it looks pretty dull on the top. It's actually gone through a full wet sanding process to remove orange peel texture from a repaint as well as stains and scratches. So actually let me show you a car in progress right now because it's going to give you a good visual on like what paint protection film is and how it feels and everything. So this Tesla Model 3 is getting paint protection film on the rockers right now. So the rocker panel is just to protect from these front tires slinging up onto this rocker panel. On a Model Y, this panel is actually plastic, so we're not really worried about it. It's plastic, you don't have to worry about paint being chipped up. However, on the Model Y, we'll show you out on your car in a little bit, the rear doors kind of flare out, and so the front tires sling onto that. So doing this rocker panel is going to protect it from getting chipped up because this actually turns into the quarter panel, which is bonded to the chassis of the car. So it's really, really expensive to replace. It's also really expensive to repaint because it's got a pretty large panel that comes through. Take a look at this. So this is paint protection film. You can see it's actually fairly thick. This is 8 mils thick, not millimeters, 8 mils thick. So it's got an adhesive layer, a protective layer, and a top coat. So it has a hydrophobic top coat to it, so you can see the water already starting to bead off a little bit, even though it's just a soapy mixture. It's also got a self-healing layer to it, so minor swirls and scratches will actually come out with hot water or just heat in general. Everything we do is a full custom install, so it's gonna be something that has a lot more coverage than if it was like a computer plotted kit install. And particularly on things like bumpers where they're gonna be more complicated panels, it gets rid of any sort of unsightly seams or edges. So we're gonna tuck everything and then we're not gonna have any seams on your front bumper. Carries a 10-year unlimited mileage warranty, which is pretty great in terms of long-term ownership. It's gonna protect rocks and debris as well as be really easy to clean and take care of. So this Lamborghini Huracan Spider is actually a really good example of what paint protection film can do. This car has a full PPF install, but it got a little, a nick on the quarter panel here from, I guess, someone's wheel or their tire rubbed up against his in a parking lot. And so the film here was all mangled up, but the paint's totally fine. This is an extremely expensive car to repaint. The paint itself is expensive, but also working on a Lamborghini Huracan is always gonna be expensive. But thankfully the film was able to save it. So all we had to do was pull the film off, replace the film. It's fine. It takes, you know, a couple days rather than weeks in a body shop and then repainting and all that kind of stuff. So car is gonna be just as it was before that happened, which is a great example. Yeah, just quick little run through the shop. Let's go take a look at your car, run through exactly what we're gonna be doing to your car and why. Alrighty, so let's take a look at your car. I know you mentioned we got unlucky enough to where before you were able to get in, you took a nice little smack. So front bumper, yeah, you definitely got a good old hit there. Looks like it imprinted into the plastic a little bit and then it also wrinkled the paint. So what we'll probably do is take a razor blade and kind of scuff that down, smooth it all out with a little bit of sandpaper, a little bit of touch up, and then get some touch up on there and then get it wrapped and get it protected so that doesn't happen anymore. The main areas to protect on a Model Y and a Model 3 are gonna be really, really similar. Same with the Model S and X. Tesla paint is generally soft and it's easily susceptible to little chips, scratches, stains, things like that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and fix this. But yeah, the biggest thing is protecting this front bumper because it's just a wall of paint. I mean, if you're driving behind anyone, it's just going to happen where you're gonna have stuff come up and hit it. And then protecting the fog lights, protecting the headlights with the paint protection film as well. We'll do the hood as well as the fenders. So that's what we call our full front end package. On the hood, we'll take the Tesla T off. It's just double-sided tape. If you wanted to do a black T to match the satin black trim, we can totally do that as well. Yeah, so if you take a look at like a lot of other cars, you're gonna have a hood that actually reaches across the whole front of it. On a Model 3 and the Model Y particularly, these fenders are actually a really big part of the forward-facing surface of the car. So if you're gonna protect the hood, protect the fenders. If you're gonna protect the fenders, protect the hood. Because if you're gonna get a chip here, you're gonna get a chip there. You know, even like BMW 8 Series and stuff have a huge hood that the fenders don't even really face forward. We'll also go ahead and protect the mirrors because those face forward, and then we'll also protect the outside of the door handles. The outside of the door handles, because these are already like a matte or a satin black, we're gonna use that satin clear film that I showed you earlier. We're gonna do that on the outside of these door handles so it doesn't change the look of the handles, but it just keeps them protected because every time you're gonna push on them, and then eventually, especially if you're a person that does this, you're gonna get that kind of shiny thumbprint spot over time where you're actually gonna do a small polishing over a period of time. So it stops that from happening and also gets them protected. It's definitely, I would say, almost every Model Y, unless you're really just around town not driving very much, do the rear doors. You've already got mud flaps on there because you knew. So especially on a performance model, these tires sling stuff up onto the rear doors really quick. I mean, within a couple thousand miles, those rear doors are pretty smacked up. So this is gonna help a lot with that tire sling, but even still, stuff's gonna get around it, especially as you're turning and everything. It hits on these kind of the hips that this Model Y has. Those rear doors come out just a little bit. The front doors, not so much. They actually run really parallel with the fender, but the rear doors flare out a little bit and you get stone chips there. Tesla does sell like a little patch piece from the factory. The problem with that is it covers like, say here, right? But when you get chips around it, eventually when you pull it off, you've got this perfect patch of paint and it's all chipped up around it. So you have to replace it and put it in the exact same spot that you did, and your door's still chipped up anyways. So that's why we do the entire door. We tuck it underneath the window trim so you don't see an edge there. But yeah, doing the front and rear doors is just some added peace of mind of parking lots and stuff, just, you know, open it up. Also, we're also gonna do a luggage strip in the back. So on the 3 and the Y, you know, you've got the power trunk now on the 3, power trunk on the Y. So we open this up. We're gonna take a piece of film, we're gonna bring it all the way across the width right here. We're gonna tuck it in this top edge, and we're actually gonna bring it all the way down to where it meets the plastic diffuser. So one is if you bump into something here, it's gonna be protected. And also if you happen to drop something or accidentally drag something or slides out, you've got the paint protected here and you don't have to repaint the whole bumper just because of one little mistake. SUVs in general are gonna come with privacy glass on the rear. Doesn't happen on sedan, even like premium sedans, I don't really see privacy glass on the back. It's typically an SUV thing. So like Model 3, for example, even though 75% of it is shared with a Y, does not have privacy glass on the back. So privacy glass on almost every manufacturer, but I know for Tesla for sure, it's about a 20% VLT or visible light transmittance. So the best match from front to back in terms of if we're gonna do window tint is gonna be 20% on the front two windows to match that rear window privacy glass. But I'll tell you, keep an eye on, because your interior is a white interior versus a black interior. White interior, 20% is gonna look equivalent to like 35 or even 45 on like a black interior, because these white seats are so bright. But your perception of how dark it is going to be based on your interior. So that's something to keep in mind. Typically on a black interior, I'm going to do like a 35% to achieve the same style of and look. But on a Model Y, we just match the front two to the back. But like on a Model 3, for example, 35 is kind of my go-to tint shade. The other thing is the windshield. So windshield is going to be your main source of heat coming in through the car. So doing that in a clear heat rejection film is not only going to make it UV protectant for the whole inside of the car, your skin and all the plastic materials in there so they don't fade, but also the heat rejection, the infrared blocking is going to make it a lot more comfortable, especially on your chest, your forehead, and your hands. A lot of people think that it comes from, like, the heat comes from the moonroof because this is all glass up here, but the glass up top is actually pretty darn good at blocking heat from the factory. Yeah, so I guess that kind of wraps up everything we're doing on your car. Obviously, your car is unique to you and how you're using it. So if other Tesla owners out there, if you guys have questions of like, what should I do for my car? Everything's so individualized. I try to build a package for people that, hey, this is what I care about. This is how I'm using my car. I'd love to educate. If you guys are even out of the San Diego or Southern California area, I'm happy to educate and help guide you. And then, yeah, we'll get started on your car, and we'll see you in a couple days.
Thanks, Kevin, for that little overview of what I'm going to be doing on my Model Y. It is Monday right now. Ideally, we should be hopefully picking this up by the end of the week. I'm going to be coming back here throughout the week just to get some updates on it and give you guys some progress photos, some videos, and show you hopefully some of the process that goes along when we are going to be doing the full front end of the Model Y as well as the tint and windshield. I'll be leaving Elite's information down below in the video description, so if you guys want a little bit more information about them as well as customize your own package, make sure you guys check out those links. I'll be back with another video, some follow-up videos. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.